Hi, this is Thomas, your speed reading coach, and in this video I like to share with you my morning ritual. So before we begin, and I'm going to crack into it almost right away, why do you need to have a morning ritual? If you don't have a morning ritual, it can be much more difficult to be productive during the day. If you don't have a morning ritual, you can immediately start doing something that's of less value, that's not really important for you to do. When there's no high value activities present, we naturally tend to go ahead and do some low value activities, which don't really make any sense logically, but we just tend to do them as habits. Now, if you do have a morning ritual, it can be very, very powerful to start a day with a certain specific ritual that you're going to do. And it's important to keep in mind that this ritual is going to evolve. So maybe even day to day, but at least weeks and as months and as weeks pass, you're naturally going to come up with new ideas. But some of the basic ones that I'm going to share, I like to have them as a baseline and then add on and remove others depending on the day, basically. But the most important and the first one, maybe not the most important, but the first one that I do is to wake up, and that's of course key. So you wake up, and what you do is you take a piece of paper. I like to have an A3 paper, and also you can do on two sides of an A4 paper. And you write down anything that comes to your mind in 5, 10 minutes or 15 minutes. Usually it takes me even 15 to 20 minutes if I'm going a bit slowly. And you do this in an A4 paper, or in two sides, or in A3 paper, just one side full of it. What this does, and I took this from The Artist's Way, a brilliant book about creativity, how to basically draw out the creative spirit to create more, etc. And what this does is it actually shows you what's on your mind. That's one of the things, how it majorly helped me. It showed me what kind of thoughts I'm having, which is a really beautiful way to get to know yourself. Also, I'm pretty motivational, pretty much on point, and I like to work a lot and do things like this. So the thoughts that are in my mind are pretty motivational in themselves. So I just write them down, and it makes me feel really good, very aligned. Even now, some of you may be thinking, but how am I going to write this whole page in the morning? And I'm not a writer, I'm not Hemingway. Well, it's very simple. If you just don't know what to write, you just say, hey, I don't know what to write, so I'm just writing anything here. Today is going to be an interesting day. I want to do this, I want to do that, just anything that comes to your mind. Try this out for one morning, see the effect it has on you, and then you're naturally going to wake up. So that's also taken care of. When the alarm rings, you have to do this in the first minute. Not taking a little longer, but the first minute, you go ahead and write it, just because then, even just immediately, if you can, just go ahead, write it then. So try this out, let me know how it goes. Now, the second ritual that I do then is, before I continue with my morning ritual, I go ahead and have a glass of warm water. And when I drink this water, maybe 1 or 2 glasses, also it's an amazing, basically health tool, if you will, to add some Himalayan salt into it, so maybe half a spoon, really amazing for your health. And even apple vinegar, so either Himalayan salt or apple vinegar, just half a spoon of Himalayan salt or 1 spoon of apple vinegar really cleanses your body, and is amazing for your health, makes you feel really, really good. So that's the second thing. The third thing that you do then is you go ahead and you sit down before even doing anything else. You go ahead and you sit down for any time you're comfortable with. If you're new to sitting and doing nothing, you can do it in 5 minutes. If you're a bit more advanced, 10 or 20 minutes will do. 20 minutes is usually the golden time for me, so if you can find 20 minutes, it can be very, very powerful to kickstart your day by sitting down and not necessarily meditating, but basically meditating on what you're going to do that day. Now, at this point, it's important not to get into minute details like, oh, maybe I should do this, maybe I should not any of this. Just very consciously sitting down and checking, okay, what do I want to do next? What are my to-dos? It's really good if you manage to write down your to-dos from last night, some seven or so key things that you need to do. And don't write any additional ones, because if you do, then it can be sort of like, oh, I didn't do this, I didn't do that. But if you do all the 7, you're like, I'm the man, right? Or I'm the girl, whatever. So when you do this, you sit down and you look at those 7 things you're gonna do. Maybe they can be even small chunked, even more, but 7 is usually a good number. And you just check, is this the right thing to do for today? Maybe you even take them down to 5, or even 1 thing that's important for you to do that day. So you just check which are the right ones for today and how long they should be taking, each of them. Maybe you said 90 minutes of reading, maybe you should change to 60 minutes of reading, or no reading at all today, or 2 hours of reading, whatever seems to resonate. And you can always continue going back to this and just leaving everything, going into yourself and kind of checking, okay, is it still like this? Should I still keep going with this and this? Just checking how you're feeling, because it's not good to overwork. It's not good to basically be lazy. It's all about finding that middle. And you can do that by kind of reflecting, going inside yourself and checking how much of what to do. So that's a little bit advanced, but very, very effective. So when you do this, then you go on and do the next thing, which is usually do 50 minutes of focused work. So by now we've written for like 20 minutes, we've gone inside ourselves, and you're probably feeling very motivated at this point. So you can see and apply this process to work the best for yourself. But it's really a beautiful, beautiful thing to just go ahead and see what to do, when, how much of it, etc. Now, the next thing, once you have this clarified, is 50 minutes of some focused work. That can be either creative thinking, brainstorming, anything that comes to your mind. If you're feeling inspired by all that, and you very well may, just writing out some new ideas. At this point, it's very important not to get too, floaty and too up there with all the ideas that you have. As one of my mentors says, don't have dreams. Have dreams and check them through your heart and turn them into goals, or just leave them alone. So that's as much as you should have dreams. Some seconds they come, you check through your heart. If they pass, go on and do them. If not, throw them away, right? So you do that, and for these 50 minutes, once again, to go back, either 50 minutes of brainstorming or 50 minutes of writing, just writing down whatever you like. Maybe you want to create something, share something with the world, write as if you're gonna die after this 1 hour and this is the last message you want to share if you're lacking on things to say. And then the last third thing that you can also do is just do what Brian Tracy calls in his book, classical self-help book, Eat That Frog. If you want to learn more about productivity, great book, recommend it. So what he recommends in this book is the first thing in the morning to do the activity that's the most important for you. And also, eating that frog isn't really nice, is it? But if you need to do it, you need to do it. So 50 minutes focused activity, done with that, then you can get on with your day. Feels nice after that, at least. And as you're doing it, you're also knowing that you're doing something important. So just bear with it, complete it. And then you have your award, basically, or reward, your bounty, which is doing some exercise. So whatever you like. I prefer to just do some sun salutations, which is a little yoga thing people do, just for 15 to 20 minutes, just kind of stretch myself. And whatever works for you the best. You can do gym, you can do jogging, anything like that. And take, how much time you like, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. That's what I usually like to do at the moment. I have done half an hour, 1 hour, find what works the best for you. And of course, if you're doing gym, you may want to eat something, the stuff if you're doing gym. So exercise, whatever kind of exercise, gets energy moving through your body, gets you working better, working much easier, creating more value, just makes you much more productive. Very expansive thing to do. This is one of those things, you do them, and then it flows into all the other areas of your life. Maybe you're not necessarily doing it only to get jacked. You can say I'm not, but basically you're doing it in order to expand, maybe to feel good, maybe to create more, to be more on point, to follow your purpose. If that's even to get jacked, that's cool. Now, you do the exercise. After the exercise, or before, for some people, you want to eat something. So I usually like to have an amazing green smoothie. You can find plenty of the recipes online, so I'm not gonna give mine. I like to put in a lot of fruit and make it really sweet. All kinds of chia seeds, goji berries, etc. But whatever you can find that really suits you, experiment with different versions. Make sure you eat only as much to give you energy, not too much. Otherwise, it just makes you lazy and not able to really produce or do anything at all. So after the smoothie, what then? Which is also a really nice award. You just stretch, you feel amazing. You have the smoothie, very much on point. It's not heavy. So maybe I have an omelet once in a while too, but I like to do that usually in the second half of the day. First half, something that's not heavy at all, so I can work and work and work and feel absolutely amazing. So after you have the smoothie, the next thing then is there's some things you can do. It's all in variations, basically just trying to inspire you here, sharing my own. But I love that you would share your own morning ritual in the comments and maybe connect with other people, see maybe there's something I'm missing. So would love to hear that. But the next thing then is I love to speed read a book in 1.5 hours. I'm a speed reading coach, so this is one of the things I do, even something I recently started doing in the mornings, since I figure while I'm reading for 1.5 hours reading the book, why not add on something with me, someone with me. So what I like to do is even do a Skype session or a webinar for 90 minutes and read with someone, help them how to read this book in 90 minutes. So check out my website for more. Maybe I'm doing something similar at this moment. And that's just super, super cool. So 90 minutes, you read a book, so many new ideas, put them all on paper, and then you can continue even more inspired. Now do you see how you're inspired so much by just half of the day? And if you wake up at 5, as I do, it's probably like 8, 9. Okay, if you're a bit slow, like maybe watching some videos while you're eating the smoothie, then you may take to 9 or maximum 10. If you're just being super slow. But you have read one book, once again, click here to learn how to do that. You're feeling super amazing, super inspired. And then from this point, you can go on and start your day, right? And then you go on and start doing the rest of the stuff. Maybe just those 50 minutes was enough to do your work for the day, then you just go chill at the beach. Maybe you have a lot of stuff to create, then you go on create and your work and your inspired business. But also, why 50 minutes? It's important to mention that other people think, oh, why not just do it the whole day? Why not just do the work the whole day? Actually, it's the best if you make it 50-minute chunks, whether it be 2 or maximum 3 if you're just like super energetic and really want to do a lot. What this does is you're very focused. If you think of classes at school, they're 45 minutes, or maybe it's different in outside Lithuania, but it's similar. That's why they're at this period, because that's how long you're most effective. And if you think about the top writers, top creators, geniuses, etc., they haven't been writing for all day, most of them. Most of them just sit down 50 minutes, and then continue or so. So these are just some ideas from my morning ritual. Once again, one of the key ones is to read that one book. If I want to add some ideas, I'm definitely going to create a second one, maybe with some of your own ideas. So go ahead and share them in the comments below. Click here to learn how to speed read. This was Thomas, your speed reading coach, and I'll speak with you soon.